Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with my Friday layout share. And yes, I know it's Sunday. I apologize. I've had a few things going on, not the least of which was the awesome, incredible, wonderful Vicki Boutin Fernwood class, which this layout is about. I'm going to go quickly through these backwards from the latest one to the earliest one this week, just because I didn't want to handle the pages that much, and I want to kind of get this done so that I can have my paper clips ready for today's layout class. Yesterday we did a mini book, and it's absolutely extraordinarily, incredibly awesome. But, and after the 10-hour class yesterday, I did this layout for the load prompt yesterday, and there's a video out there. This is entirely using the Fernwood collection. I have my journaling back here, and it's sticking. I thought I had fixed that. And it talks about the load prompt was about something you wanted using supplies you couldn't wait to use, and Fernwood certainly qualifies as that. And the class was something I wanted, and I decided not to take it because it's so close to the anniversary of John's passing. So I ended up deciding to go, and I'm really glad that I did. So that's what that layout is about. So that was yesterday. Then this one is based on a load prompt from the show Friends, and the quote or the prompt was about Monica's catchphrase, "I know." And this was about our trip to Bora Bora being a dream come true. There's some Fernwood in here too. This is a, I forget who makes that paper. It's all from Mind the Scrap kit, but I love the, I got to use the hibiscus from Bramble Fox. And let me put these are ready to go in albums, which is why I really need to do this layout share. This was another one that I wasn't too sure I was going to be able to do. This was the Mixed Media Frenzy page, and I did this. This is about as shrunk down and minimalist as I can get. I used Dina Wakley gloss sprays, and if you watch that video, you can see me using those, and I absolutely love how they turn out. It's a very layered mixed media look that it actually looks like there are many different techniques and layers in there, and it's just a spritz. This is another, those supplies were from the Mind the Scrap kits, and this was also, the load prompt was about using circles. so I used circles, and for days when I'm not using Scrap Squad lifts or Sikorsky Scraps sketches, I'm participating in the Follow a Sketch February challenge, and that's what that original was there. This is a Sikorsky Scraps sketch done for Challenge Accepted, and also using Mind the Scrap kits. Lots of photos. These heavily filtered photos are of our between Christmas and New Year's trip to Florida, to Universal Studios, and Old Town Kissimmee is where these photos were taken. And these photos are of our Christmas village, which is the first and maybe only thing we did that kind of brought back the Christmas spirit for a Christmas that's kind of tough. This is this was based on a prompt about home, and again, this is about home and loss, and the fact that my craft desk is salvation. And I thank you all for being there. This is this was a hop, the Groundhog Day hop, where we scrap lifted ourselves. And this was my original layout that had the triangles. And I used a paper that had the triangles already done, and added in some bits that actually made it look like a very different kind of layout. And because none of the triangles was pattern paper like in the original, I added this cluster down here, which gave me license kind of to add in a color that brought in the colors that looked like they didn't belong. So I actually love how this turned out, and I love that filtered version of the photo I took of the palm trees through the windshield as we were driving onto the property. Okay, this is a grid that I did to lift Jackie Malzahn, JQ Crafty. And I used Mind the Scrap kit in kind of muted colors with little pops of red to kind of go with this filtered photo of the good old days when we had the huge tree downstairs, or upstairs actually from here, and a million, presents around it, and a train, when the kids were little. So I love a grid, and I love these supplies. There's a lot of 49 in Market here. And this one was, let's see, what was that done for? That was Stash Dive Tuesday, of course, where we kind of dive into stash and use up some things that have been there for a while maybe. And these are not stamped images. These are collage paper by Dina Wakley. And I used her gloss sprays, the yellow gloss spray here as well, and a whole bunch of yellow Flair from Dottie About Flair, and a photo from when we went to a hockey game when they did their Stick It to Cancer promotion. I have some tickets and other memorabilia that are going to be stuffed in here, and maybe even a couple other photos, but I haven't done that yet. I'll do that. I'm not going to file this away in the album until I have done that. I've got to get hold of those things, so this is going to go in a different pile. Okay, this one is a special Dottie About Flair and Scrap Squad collaboration lift, scrap lift, and this was the original. It had the two triangle rays going across, and I used Mind the Scrap December kits that had kind of a combination of Vicki Boutin and Pink Fresh, I guess, and had an unfiltered picture of that Christmas tree, kind of a snapshot before everybody posed in front of the tree in Old Town Kissimmee. And there's a lot on here, a lot of Spiegelmom scraps, sequins, and Dottie About Flair, even including a big one that kind of matches Vicky's toadstool. So that was fun. This is probably one of my favorite layouts for the week, and it is, I think this was last Scrap Squad Sunday. It was. It's, this is the original, loved it, that had brilliant pattern paper, big banner, and then some lots and lots of paper layers. So I did that using the Crate Paper Wild Heart collection. This paper is not from that collection, but it could have been. It was from a paper pad, and I just loved the little gold accents it had. And I had fun with this page. I even used a wood grain flare there, and a floral flare, and a green flare, and a couple of pineapples. I got some pineapples in. It's pineapples on craft, and how could I have known that that's actually the February challenge at Craft Plus, but I did this in January. So, okay. And this is the first one I did in the week. It was done for Monday's Scrap Backwards, and Adam and I both scrap lifted Cheryl Dudier, and Cheryl's original was a couple of photos at angles, and then lots of embellishments kind of arching around the photo. And I didn't have I didn't do her justice in terms of the large title and separated by some embellishments. Adam picked up on that quite nicely, but I'm not unhappy with the page. I used a photo of myself, a year or two ago, showing off some tomatoes that I had ostensibly raised, which of course my dad had raised. But I'm wearing the coveralls and the straw hat and carrying the shovel. So how do you know I didn't raise those tomatoes? So this was fun. And that's it for the week. I'm going to try to be on time next Friday, but we'll see. I think there are videos for all of these out on my channel, and is that right? Maybe one of the load ones I didn't do a video of, but for most of them there should be. Thank you for watching, and I've got to go get ready for today's Vicki Boutin class, and where we're going to be making layouts with the Fernwood collection. So that ought to be a very fun day. I'll see you next week for my layout share. Thank you for watching. Bye.